On the 4th of July 2025, during a fireworks-filled ceremony in America, President Trump signed what he calls the Big Beautiful Bill. But behind all the red, white and blue fanfare, guys, is a set of sweeping economic changes that could supercharge the stock market or explode the national debt. Today, I'm going to break it all down. We're going to have a look at what sectors might boom and who could get burned. Welcome back everyone to the channel. Okay, we know what happened in 2017 when Donald Trump did these tax cuts. The stock market went absolutely bananas, up over 20% on the year. It was fantastic, and many of us probably think we should have played things differently. Well, I feel like this could be an opportunity that we're going to get another bite of the apple. And before we actually get into details, I mean, that picture tells you it all. That picture tells you what's going to happen here. Look at these guys. Look at them. They're all white. They're all, middle-aged to older. They're all chuffed. She's getting a thumbs up. She's saying, mate, this is going to be a fucking great time. An absolute great time. Can't wait for it. Maybe this guy's thinking, oh, Jesus Christ, what have we done? Maybe. I'll maybe give him that. But the rest, they're chuffed. Photographs, big smile. He's thinking, oh, fuck, this is going to be a shit show, but I love it. Absolutely chuffed. He's pointing. Yeah, lads, we did it. We've done it again. And in this photo, this tells you all you need to know, guys. You don't get this happy. See the way this guy is? You don't get this happy if this ain't gonna boom. He's chuffed. He's chuffed. He's chuffed. He's looking like, I love you. I absolutely love you. I love you. She's thumbs up again. She can't get enough of it. They're all chuffed. He's clapping and Trump is going, yeah, baby. Let's bring it on. July 4th. Let's pop the champers. We're all white. We're all in the top percent. We're all going to make bank. And fuck the rest of them. That's what they're saying. Fuck me, man. This is absolutely bleak, but I do think there's an opportunity here. Before we get into all that, though, let's have a good summary of exactly what is in this bill and why it could potentially spark a real rally in the stock market. First off, is the tax cuts. What's that mean in simple terms? When companies don't have to pay as much tax, they're going to have more profit. And with more profit, what we have seen previously is that they invest more, they grow more, and they boom more. So the 2017 tax cuts, they've been permanently extended by Donald Trump in this bill. He is also helping people that get tips, so your waitresses, Uber drivers, anybody that gets potential tips or overtime, things like that, they will no longer have to pay tax on those, which again means the common man or woman will have more money in their hand. Capital gains taxes is lower, and again, that's where you have your profits. So if you're making a lot of profit on your investments, you have to pay capital gains. With taxes being lowered, that means people will have more money, and what are they going to do with that money? Well, they're going to either spend it on luxury items, they're going to spend it on goods, services, or they're going to invest it. This comes as no surprise. There's going to be a massive increase in the defense budget. The big wall, guys, the border wall is going to have a huge investment, and we'll talk a bit more about that later. And while these things all maybe seem good at a high level, the big concern here for the majority of people is we are borrowing from the future to pay for now. Economists are saying at this level it could be between 3 to 6 trillion being added to the national debt. And if we pull up the lovely national debt calculator, something that we've been covering on this channel for many years now, we have seen it go from $170,000 currently sitting at $323,000 per taxpayer, which is absolutely insane. And this is going to be added on top of that. Now there's people like Elon Musk, many other people saying that this is a terrible, terrible bill. It really is thinking about the here and now. It is going to pay the top 1%. It's very important that people understand what this means for them in the short term to capitalize on it. Smart investors, rich people, the top elite 1%, 2% of people will know exactly how to maximize this like they did in 2017. But the average Joe Blogs, yes, they'll get a bit of tax deduction on their tips. They're not going to see what this means. They're going to feel the real pain of this down the road when this bill needs paid. And in the short term, you're feeling the pain. Massive cuts on EVs, clean energy. Credits will expire in 2026. Not a good sign for us on the channel because we invest in a lot of global clean energy stuff. We're in ETFs, we're in Tesla, and this is going to really cause a lot of pain. And Tesla's one again that we'll briefly talk about later in the video. The other big concerns is the cutbacks in healthcare, which is going to obviously affect the lower income people. And to be honest, at a high level, the majority of this is only going to suit the high rich. The middle class will even feel that this isn't a great bill. Yes, while in the short term they'll save a few quid and they make a few quid here and there, this is not going to be great for the long term, in my opinion anyway. One of the big risks as well is when you're throwing all all this debt on, what usually happens is inflation will go through the roof, and that is a real concern. They reckon it's going to have the GDP, sorry, this is going to have to grow by like 4 to 5% every year just to try and cover this bill, which, as we know, the average GDP is about 2%, so it's asking a lot from the economy. Long term bond yields will rise, things like that. It's not looking too hot, and we're already in a place of cost of living, high inflation. It's nervy. It is different times from 2017, and you have to take all this news and go, okay, am I going to go all in on this stock market? Is this a really good thing? Is this going to be 2017 Mark II? Is 2020 boom going to happen? These things no one really has the answer for. I certainly don't have the answer for, but I will get into what I think will happen and what I'm going to do and how I'm going to play this. So if we have a look at what this bill is actually saying, the majority of the bad things isn't really going to happen until 2026, which is like 6 months away, really, to be honest. So it's not that far away. But what's going to happen in the short term, you have to focus on that. If you use this opportunity potentially coming up here, you could really capitalize on the benefits of this. And thankfully, I don't live in America, so I'm not going to have really the massive issues with healthcare and all that anyway. But this will have a ripple effect around the world markets. Undoubtedly, it's not a great thing for the future. Huge debt, taxpayers getting more debt, the switch to EVs and global clean energy and all that good stuff that we really are fond of. And the future seems to be taking a massive step backwards, which again isn't forward thinking. It's really all about the here and now. So let's focus on the here and now, shall we? What stocks are going to potentially do well out of this? All the big boys are going to do well out of this. It's tax cuts, guys. We know what happens. More profit, better earnings reports, stock prices go up. It's as simple as that. People will have more cash on the hip initially. People are going to spend money, make money, all that good stuff. This is going to, in my opinion, spark a nice little rally in the stock market. And you're probably talking for the next 6 to 8 months. This is probably going to look really, really good. And because of that, I'm going to go balls deep on Monday in the stock market. I have a substantial amount of cash that I've been phasing in month to month, but this seems like a golden opportunity that can't be passed. Now, I am concerned, obviously, if Congress and all the people get involved and, there's a pushback on it and things get delayed and, it's not as going to be as rosy as we originally thought. Expect volatility, but I mean, we've been living through volatility for the last like 2 years. Nothing really new there. So when there's opportunities, I'll buy. But on the face of it, on Monday, I'm going to go balls deep. And I'm looking at companies that potentially are going to benefit from this. All the big boys are going to benefit. Perhaps not Tesla because of the EV credits. We'll watch this space. It is going to be one that I will continue to hold my position in, quite a large position in, but I'm not going to be going balls deep in them initially. But I'm going to open up on Monday positions, or I'm going to open up positions or add to my positions in Amazon, Apple, Meta, Nvidia, all the big boys, all the Magnificent Seven. There's going to be a nice spread of money across all of them. They're all going to do well here. They could be doing maybe even stock buybacks, push the share price up. All of this, there's plenty of opportunity coming here. And with the likes of interest rates going down, there is a lot of potential good news to come out. And this inflation and all the stuff that we're talking about as the risks, you're not going to see any of that in the next 6 months. That's going to take time to dwindle out. Then the euphoria, the promise, the hope, the dreams that people are going to have, it's all going to happen, I think, this week. It should, in my opinion, over the very short term, cause a serious boom in crypto as well. Bitcoin, all that, that's all going to absolutely pump. People are going to put money in and expect this to be, like I said, the 2020 boom all over again. The tax cuts, all the benefits that happened last time, people are going to feel like it's going to be part two of this. And why would it not be? And if there's going to be an inflow of money, it's going to push everything up. And I sure as hell want to be a part of that. So the first thing that came to my mind was, well, what companies deal well with the likes of tips? And I thought, well, okay, Elon Musk is getting pushed back with the whole robo taxis. Then there's tips. And I was going, okay, tips. Started thinking about companies. And I thought to myself, let's have a look at the charts. And I pulled up one company that I've been invested in before. And I wasn't sure. Uber. If we look at Uber on the day chart, it is at all-time highs. So that's very, very bullish. But the RSI MACD looks to have potential to continue to rise. Buy symbol has only just come in and it has had a nice little pump from that buy chart up about 8%. We are at all-time highs. What I'm looking for here is a breakout. And I am going to invest in this because I feel that there could be a real potential that this is the type of company that could boom from this. Reason being, all them Uber drivers are going to be a lot more money, which is going to be good for the bottom line of Uber. So that's what I'm thinking. That could be a potential one to definitely have on your radar. There's another one that I already invest in and I'm going to be going balls deep in is Palantir. See all this defense stuff that he's talking about, all this extra money that's going to go into the big wall and the military services. Palantir have got their fingers in all of that. There's no reason for Palantir. Okay, yes, it's got a high valuation price, but it's justified in my opinion. Like we've seen so many companies, Tesla's always had a high valuation price. It hasn't really affected the stock prices. It just continues to go up. I'm not that wary of that. Inflow of money. Palantir's right about it. Smashing earnings every quarter. Not worried. I am going to go large in Palantir on Monday. It's going to be one of mine. So I'm spreading my money across all the big boys. I'm going to go in Palantir. I'm going to open up an Uber position. I'm going to watch for Uber to break out. If it falls, I'll buy more. All that good stuff. Over the next 2-3 weeks, I expect to pump in at least 20 grand into this market. I am going to go all in on all my savings, and I'm just going to fingers crossed that this is going to work out. But I've seen it too many times. 5 or 6 years now doing this. I've seen it when there's an influx of money, there's a big bill, government spending, anything like that happens, the stock market rises, and I just have to look at the trend and go, right, well, this has happened the last 5-6 years when these things happen. Why would it change? And if you look historically back, these things always seem to happen. So that's where I'm at with it. I'm going to obviously invest more in crypto as well. I just feel if I spread my money across all these safe plays, even if I am wrong, I will still have good companies that will benefit in the long term. And I'm not worried about holding any of these positions. That is what I've learned over the last 5-6 years. I don't need to be messing about with high risk plays. Put money in good companies and just hold long. But hopefully, I'm right. Things pump, I'll be taking a hell of a lot of profits off the table. Stock market is doing very, very well. We keep talking about it. If jobs are doing well, which they will be doing even better now because tax cuts, you're paying less in income tax. You're going to have no tips, taxes. No, the general Joe Blogs is going to have more money. And regardless if they are investing in the stock market, which I hope they do, I hope people that are watching this invest, invest, invest. Don't be putting this in an interest savings account. Invest in what's coming here. This is going to be a change of generational wealth. This is where the 1-2% of the people are going to become a lot more richer, in my opinion. And if you want to be a part of that, you've got to learn a lot about this. Otherwise, you're going to be left behind, and you're going to be, maybe feeling a wee bit more flush on the month-to-month basis. But realistically, what's going to happen is there's going to be one hell of a fucking bill down the road that needs paid, and you don't want to not capitalize on this. You want to at least go, well, I got that out of it. Okay, now it's time to pay the piper. Don't miss this opportunity that's coming, guys. I feel like this could be a golden opportunity. I don't want to go into too much. I will talk more about it. We'll probably do a video on Monday with the stocks. I might even do a live stream with the stocks that we're buying. We're going to cover this. This is going to be a good time. I'm hoping anyway. We will see. There's loads of other companies that will potentially benefit from this. Caterpillar is another one that's coming to my mind with the tax benefits of the military spending. There is plenty of other ones that you can think of. So leave your comments down below. What stocks do you feel potentially could be one to be watching and having on the radar? This big, beautiful bill, as Trump is calling it, Wall Street's watching, Fed's probably panicking. If history repeats itself, this definitely could be a stock market boom that you're about to witness. But the debt and social impact that this is going to have in the longer term is going to cause a lot of volatility. It's probably going to spell a real, absolute catastrophic crash, just shit show down the road. But listen, that's for down the road. That's for the future you to deal with. You need to capitalize on the current and now. And for me, that's going to spell one hell of an opportunity where we can make a lot of bank. If you're betting on the bull run, leave your comments down below. Are you bracing for a backlash? You're pulling at your cash. There's always pros and cons to this. No one actually knows what's going to happen. You can only look at the trend. Hopefully I've explained my thoughts on it. And if you want a no bullshit take on these markets, please like, subscribe, help us grow the channel. We're getting it going again. Share the video if you want. People need to learn about this, know about this fucking opportunity of a lifetime coming up here, guys. And I'll see you all in the next one.